Suzanne Somers has long been a pop culture icon whose image evolved alongside changing attitudes toward celebrity, confidence, and personal expression. When conversations arise around bold fashion moments, such as photos where she wore revealing outfits like a G-string, it's important to frame them within the broader context of her career, her public persona, and the era in which those images appeared. Rather than being about shock value alone, such images reflected a woman who consistently embraced self-confidence and control over how she presented herself to the world. Somers rose to fame during a time when Hollywood often placed rigid expectations on women, especially regarding age, appearance, and behavior. From her breakout role on Three's Company to her later work as an author and wellness advocate, she became known for challenging limitations. Photos that left little to the imagination were not just about revealing clothing. They symbolized her refusal to fade quietly into the background as she aged. In an industry that frequently sidelines women past a certain point, Somers chose visibility and boldness instead. Fashion photography, especially in earlier decades, often leaned toward glamour and suggestion rather than explicit display. In that context, Somers' more daring looks emphasized silhouette, confidence, and attitude rather than overt sexuality. The focus was on how she carried herself, poised, smiling, and unapologetically present. These images captured a moment when she was asserting ownership of her body image, something she often spoke about in interviews as a form of empowerment rather than provocation. Public reaction to such photos was predictably mixed. Admirers praised her fearless confidence and saw her as an inspiration for women who wanted to feel comfortable in their own skin, regardless of age. Critics, on the other hand, sometimes framed the images as controversial simply because they challenged conventional norms. That tension itself highlights why the photos remained memorable. They spark conversation about who gets to be seen as attractive, bold, or daring in mainstream media. It's also worth noting that Suzanne Somers' legacy extends far beyond any single photo shoot. She built a multifaceted career as an actress, entrepreneur, and best-selling author, particularly known for her work in health and wellness. The images often referenced today are just one small part of a much larger narrative, one that includes advocacy, reinvention, and longevity in a notoriously unforgiving industry. Looking back, these photos can be viewed less as sensational material and more as cultural snapshots. They reflect shifting standards of beauty and the growing acceptance of women expressing confidence on their own terms. Somers understood the power of imagery and used it strategically, not to invite speculation, but to reinforce her message of self-belief and independence. Ultimately, Suzanne Somers' bold fashion moments remain compelling because they align with who she was: outspoken, confident, and unwilling to be defined by others' expectations. The enduring interest in these images says as much about society's evolving views on confidence and self-expression as it does about the woman herself.